Today is the 5th day of the week, the 5th day of this Shabbat. It is on the, I suppose it depends on how you experience it. Could be either on the downward side of our approach to Shabbat. All of the energy that we built up during the week now propels us forward towards Shabbat. Or if we are from the depths of the midst of the week making our climb towards Shabbat, so that we come in with the full energy of all of our effort and our activity. It's a reminder also that each day has its own character. Recall early on, and it probably extended for many people during the pandemic, during the shutdown in particular, when we were isolated in our homes, and the daily routines and the activities that we depended on for our sense of being in the world and doing something disappeared, and how one day blurred into the next. And each day in my davening, I recite the psalm that is identified for that day of the week. And each day has its own day. Yom Rishon b'Shabbat, Yom Sheni b'Shabbat, the first day in this Shabbat, this 7-day cycle. So no matter what it may be that happens the rest of the day, in the sense of, yes, indeed, I may be just sitting in the same chair, doing the same things on a computer, and it feels like one day is unlike any other. I'm reminded every day through that psalm that each day is different. So here we are in Yom Chamishi b'Shabbat, this 5th day of the Shabbat cycle. And we're reminded where we are in the week, and then, in a sense, where we are in the year, where we are in the month. We've coming in on Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. And so today is the 6th day of the month of Av. That places us in a month, and in a month that particularly places us in relationship with Rosh Hashanah. And soon we'll turn towards Elul. So we place ourselves in a day of the week, and then we place ourselves in a day in the month, and then we sense ourselves in the month of the year, and then we make our way through the year and from year to year. So as we prepare ourselves for our meditation practice, we can set our kavanah, our intention for this day. We can remove distractions, whether it's our phone or other open windows on our computer. It may be that we need to close a door or ask someone else in the house to give us a little space. Whatever it is, as we do that, we actually are beginning our practice. And we come now to this moment of settling and taking our seats. that actually preparing ourselves in this way is the beginning of meditation. And experiencing it in that way might remind us that meditation is not the goal, that it's what comes out of meditation that is the goal. Greater clarity, a deeper capacity to be connected to what's happening in the moment, a deeper commitment to be aware of the arising and passing away of thoughts and feelings that might otherwise distract us or that might cause us to do harm. So settling into our seats, taking our seats and recognizing that that which is not sitting with my eyes closed and my hands folded and watching my breath come and go, oh, I'm meditating, but taking our seats as part of our practice of meditation is a reminder that meditation is for the sake of how we are in the world when we get up from meditation. That meditation is not just about us, about me, about my feelings, about how I am with myself, but rather meditation is for how we can then hold ourselves and behave in the world. So I invite you now to connect with your intention, your kavanah, to recognize yourself sitting in the seat in this way, and for us to begin our meditation together at this time. The instructions are largely the same from day to day. You can close your eyes or keep them open in a soft, unfocused gaze, resting on the floor, perhaps 3 feet in front of you. Your hands can be likely how they've fallen, holding hands with yourself or cupped in your lap, resting on your thighs, facing up, facing down. We want to be sitting erect so that there is the greatest freedom for the breath to move in and out of the body. And so long as it's not distressing to us, we allow our attention to rest in the breath. Should we find ourselves agitated, unable to be with the breath, or filled with thoughts that are distressing, then definitely we should open our eyes and connect to something happening right now in this world. The image on the screen, whatever's outside our window, something familiar in our room, and feel ourselves grounded with our feet on the floor, our bottom in the chair, to know, oh, this is what's happening, which is ultimately what our practice is about. This is what's happening. body alive, sensations running throughout this body, thoughts flowing, attention grounded in what is, just as it is. In our last moments of meditation, I want to invite you to bring your attention once again in a refreshed way to the presence of your body and the breath, and allow the corners of your mouth to turn up in a smile. We bring our practice to a close with gratitude for one another, for this community that has gathered, and which affords us the opportunity for those who wish to unmute and to recite Kaddish to conclude our practice. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabba Elmad Machute Yamlich Machute V'chayechon V'chayechon V'chaye D'chol Beit Yisrael Ba'galam V'karim Yehi Shmei Lecha Mevorach Am Omer Maya Yitbarach, Yitzchak, Yitpa'ar, Yitramam, Yitatar, V'yitmev, Yishpal, Shmei, T'kudsham, Elam, V'chata, V'shmata, Miran, B'alma, V'imru, Amen. Amar Rabba, Mishamaya, Miran, Aleinu,
Aleinu, Yako Yisrael, Kol Yeshvei
Shalom Bimromav,
Amen.
Uyasa Shalom, Aleinu, Al Kol Yisrael, Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel,
Amen.
V'imru, Amen. I want to thank you all for gathering here, for making this community as one. I want to invite you, as you are able, to support this program by making a donation to the Institute. And if you are able to sponsor a day of meditation, that would be welcomed with gratitude. And if you're not and simply can support this program through your presence, we are blessed in that way as well. I do want to note as well that next Tuesday night, our executive director, Rabbi Josh Feigelson, will be engaging in conversation with Joy Weisenberg of Hadar's Rising Song Institute about the role of music in Jewish spirituality and in Jewish life. Joy, of course, is a wonderful musician and an exceptional composer of Jewish music, particularly liturgical Jewish music and music for prayer. And I encourage you to join us for that program Tuesday evening. You can find the link in the chat, or you can check out the webpage, our homepage at the Institute, where you'll find information, and join us then.
Jonathan,
for those. Yes.
Quickly, I just also wanted to thank today's sit, which is sponsored by Rivka Roberta Glick in honor of her birthday. She writes, "It's a privilege to grow old."
Thank you, Adi. Rivka, I apologize for not noticing that earlier, and am delighted to be able to celebrate in this day of your birthday. As my younger son once said to me, one more revolution around the sun. What a wonderful way to think of it. That we are now celebrating this moment in which you find yourself placed relative to the sun as you were on the day of your birth. It's shining on this northern hemisphere with warmth, with brilliance, like your heart. And so we're blessed to be able to share this day with you. Those who wish to stay, I'm happy to remain in conversation if you have comments or questions about your practice for a few more minutes. And if not, thank you for being here. And do join us again tomorrow at the same time, 12:30, for meditation. So thank you all.
Rabbi Jonathan, I just wanted to say I'm here. I arrived a few minutes late, so I'm happy to be in conversation if you'd like to.
Good. Oh, Mira, happy to see you. Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here. And sorry for being late. It was actually a great gift that I got to sit with you all.
Oh, thank you. And always happy to be in your presence.
Yeah. So would you like me for a few minutes to talk about the theme I was thinking of talking about today?
Sure, that would be lovely.
Okay, friends. Adi, do you have the source sheet to share, or should I share it?
Adi?
I have it here.
Good.
Okay, wonderful. So, friends, today I want to talk about new beginnings. I wanted to talk, and I'll talk for just a few minutes. New beginnings. But before I do, again, I want to share with you my experience tonight, because I think it's very much an expression of what meditation practice invites us to do. You know, the freshness of the moment. Maybe some of you were expecting to see me today and didn't see me, and I was expecting to lead the meditation and I didn't. And really, 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 it was a gift. It was really a gift for me, and I hope it was for you as well, to have this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful presence and guidance of Rabbi Jonathan. And I'll share very briefly, and Adi will share the source sheet, and you'll have it in the link so that you can look at it longer. Just very briefly, we're opening a new book this Shabbat. We're opening the book of Dvarim, which is the last book of the Torah, of the Chumash. And we're getting ready for Tisha B'Av. And Tisha B'Av is the end of a cycle of going deeper and deeper into the darkness, so that we can have a dedicated time to attend to our pain and to our wounds. And so this is the end of the cycle, and it's the beginning of a cycle, because actually Tisha B'Av really is the beginning of the whole process that's going to lead us with Elul towards Tishrei, towards the Chagim, the high holidays, the rebirth, the ultimate renewal. And I wanted to share with you a few words from a book by Rabbi Alan Lu, a beautiful book, This is Real and You're Completely Unprepared, about this process. And so he's saying, in this journey, our soul will awaken to itself. I'm not reading everything. He's saying we will move from self-hatred to self-forgiveness, from anger to healing, from wholeheartedness to brokenheartedness. And I want to say the opposite, from brokenheartedness in Tisha B'Av to wholeheartedness with Rosh Hashanah. This is the journey the soul takes to transform itself and to evolve. It is on the course of this journey that we confront our shadow and come to embrace it. And I want to stop here about this, confronting our shadow and coming to embrace it. And confronting can actually be seen as a very positive movement. It's really coming to be in front of something, coming to face something, coming to encounter something. And this is the invitation of Tisha B'Av, very similar in a way to the process of psychoanalysis. You know, a process where, and in meditation, where we accept to turn towards what is, and especially in Tisha B'Av and in psychoanalysis, to turn towards the darkness, you know, to turn towards the source of pain, because we know that is from going through it, that on the other side there can be more openness and more peace. And that's the invitation, actually. It's to make space for that and to soften in that. And I want to share with you what's at the very end of this source sheet, if I manage to go down, something by Rabbi Nachman in the introduction of Likutei Moharan. If we can go all the way down. Thank you so much. Where he's mentioning the value of crying, a b'chia, before the Holy One, and the value of lev nishbar, of a broken heart. The value of a broken heart, and then he's talking about avoiding sadness, because actually welcoming brokenheartedness doesn't mean necessarily indulging into sadness. You know, there is something that actually brings a lot of peace and quiet into softening in brokenness. And rather than nourishing sadness, it actually takes us away from there then. And I want to share with you words from a song by Israeli singers, Aviv Bachar. And it's right above the source above. If we can go a little bit above, Adi, I'm sorry, I don't know how to move the source sheet. Yeah, just this one. From Aviv Bachar and Hadass Kleinman. They have this beautiful song that is talking about things that come to us. And they're saying, Kima sheyavo aleinu, yavo le'ezratenu, at tiri, because what will come to us will come to help us. And then they're saying something beautiful. In every suffering, ki bekol tsar yesh gam sha'ar. In every suffering, constriction, narrowness, there is also a door, la'emet, to truth. And through truth, then we can move towards our peace. And then they're saying, V'kol dima al pnei mayim, and every tear on the face of water. Hi tefillah niset. She's a prayer that's being carried. And I'm going to pause here and really bless us that we soften into the process of Tisha B'Av, trusting the process, daring, going there, and seeing Tisha B'Av in a Hasidic way as something much more than a historical commemoration, but actually a moment to make space for our own pain, for collective pains, for individual pains, just to make space for that, to encounter it, to meet it, so that then we can go through it and find peace and be ready to start the whole process of renewal, of tshuva, of returning, with vision, because we're entering Shabbat Chazon before that. The vision that this is what will happen if we go into the process. That's what I wanted to share with you, friends. Thank you. And Jonathan, I'm happy to be in conversation with you and with everyone if we have any questions.
Thank you, Mira. I'm wondering if after that presentation there are questions either about Tisha B'Av or about how the shattering can lead to wholeness, how entering the darkness is a way to light.
Thank you, friends. And it's okay also if it's too early to come up with questions. Sometimes it's good to just be there and process and digest and make space.
Yes. Perhaps that's good for this day. And take it with you. I hope that you were able to download the source sheet so that you can sit with it yourself for a while. And again, practice with it. And it's not just reading it and taking it intellectually, but it's entering into practice, whether it's in meditation and more especially through an observance of Tisha B'Av, which begins Saturday night with sunset and extends through Sunday night as well. We read the Book of Lamentations, one of the 5 Megillot, the 5 scrolls, the 5 small books in the Ketuvim, in the writings in the Hebrew Bible, in Tanakh. There are special Torah readings for the day as well, and different ways of observing prayer, on the day itself. So take it with you, and may that be a blessing for us and all Israel. May we see the birth of the Messiah on that day, an unfolding of new wholeness for everyone. So thank you all.